Hi, I'm Sarah Gray Sanders with New to the Street, and I'm here with Timo, co-founder of Swarm. Now, Timo, tell us about what is Swarm?
So Swarm is a market infrastructure for high-value financial assets. So we created a blockchain by which you can issue tokens that represent ownership of underlying assets. And so that's basically Swarm.
Great, and so talk to us a little bit about the high-valued assets that are used in Swarm.
Yeah, so my background is in fund management. So I saw a lot of fantastic investment opportunities in the private equity markets that weren't available to the general investor population, were only available to institutional investors. So we just decided to start on the private equity end of the market and basically create a way for people to buy into private equity funds. And then we moved on also to hedge funds and real estate and other categories.
Great, and then how did you come up with the idea?
Both me and my co-founder, Philip, we have a background in fund management and asset management. So we were looking at this big shift with the blockchain coming as the internet of value being created now. And based on our background and understanding of the different problems out there, we just decided to go for the ability to co-own and co-invest in high-value assets and great investment opportunities as kind of the first thing to do.
Great, and so who are your competitors in the market?
So there's a number of different participants in this, what we call security token market. So there's a bunch of companies that are dealing with issuance only, so basically the creation of security tokens. And then there's a few companies that are dealing with the trading and the liquidity aspect of it.
Sure.
So one of our great partners right now on the trading side is a company called Open Finance. So we just announced a partnership with Open Finance today, by which if you create a token on Swarm that represents some kind of high value asset or investment, you can then later trade that token on Open Finance.
Great. And talk to us a little bit about where is Swarm right now?
So Swarm right now, we were the first blockchain for security tokens that launched this year. So we launched in January, which was kind of ahead of everyone else.
Right.
And so we went live with 2 different funds, and then we've expanded on the fund side kind of over the course of the last 6 months. And so now we're at we have about 30,000 users on Swarm. We have 8 different investment opportunities that people can buy into. And then we're just expanding both in terms of number of users. We have a global community. They're from more than 60 countries. And then the fund side of it is just kind of where I see the next growth.
And so what are you hoping to do? What are you looking to do in the future with Swarm?
Yeah, so the big thing now is the first promise is just to make it possible for people to buy into these assets.
Okay.
So that we've kind of solved that part of the equation. So going forward now is kind of to fulfill the second part of the promise, which is to provide liquidity and make sure that it's possible to trade these things across a number of different exchanges and also across a number of different markets and geographies. So that's where we're heading next.
Great, and tell us where we can find Swarm.
So Swarm you can find at swarm.fund, www.swarm.fund.
Amazing, well thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.